It's time now for the Peter Channel 11 o'clock news on late Wednesday night, September 28, 2016. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins, and I are late at 11 o'clock news headlines. Top story the 11th hour is Washington, where Congress approved the stopgap spending deal Wednesday to federal government shut down and provide $1.1 billion along with aid to combat the Zika virus. Crude oil prices rose in Asia trade on Thursday after the organization and the petroleum exporting countries surprised the market by agreeing on a framework to cut production. A South Carolina teenager is suspected of opening fire at an elementary school playground, wounded two students and a teacher just 1 minute after placing a tree phone call that led to the discovery of his father's body at a nearby home. President Obama visited troops in Turkey over the reviews of utter radical Islamic terrorism. California community of El Cajon, a range of the officer kills an unarmed black man as the man killed an officer involved shooting Tuesday. El Cajon, California has been identified as Alfred Alcura Alango, 38. The El Cajon Police Department said in a statement. At least 26 people are missing in China at eastern Zhejiang province after heavy rain triggered a landslide which engulfed parts of the village. Tel Aviv, Israel. Tributes and condolences put in Wednesday following the death of Israel statement. Shimon Peres, President Obama, will lead the U.S. delegation to Israel for Friday's funeral, according to the White House. Private, the bombings are not at the worst. There's no electricity, river oil portion at east of the Aleppo, and the warplanes fired overhead that targeted like person in the blackness beneath. Washington, as Aleppo treaters are the bank of fallen in the Syrian regime forces that no conscience in the Obama administration on what, if any, action to take to help them. A political opposition with it, as the U.S. has allied several Americans. President Obama, during a speech last week, he stated that the Congress did not support his veto of the bill. Bill Cosby is accused of self-push California and it exited statute of limitation of sex crimes. The case of the 22-year-old man at rescued at sea after clicking with a ref for a week told on Wednesday it was revealed that he was a suspect in his great father's unsolved murder. Shot North Carolina. Shot Mayor Jennifer Roberts called North Carolina lawmaker repealed new law that spells. Kansas City, Missouri. The University of Missouri said on Wednesday that a fraternity accused of making racial slurs toward a group of black students had been suspended less than a year after the allegation of racism on campus and denied a protest. Wales Fargo Company Chief Executive John Stump has given up $41 million by reprieve from the bank's widening scandal. A month after the bitter fight over Viacom's leadership was settled, the company may find itself pressing reunited with its corporate sibling CBS. Despite decades as president among presidential candidates, Donald Trump has been steadfast to refusal to release his tax returns. In the stocks now. Up 110.9 for report today, 18.339.24. SP 500 up 11.44 at 2171.37 and Nasdaq up 12.84 to the 5 at 318.55. Researchers have invented a new type of artificial bone that can be shaped using a 3D printer for customized implants. The new material, which they call hyperelastic bone, appears to be like the natural bone in the body that can be prepared to form bones. Animal for atmospheric concentration of carbon dioxide across the parts of 400 parts per million threshold and living on not seen for millions of years. The United Nations will launch its first ever space mission aboard Nevada Corporation Dream Chaser's space plane in 2021. Medtronic PLC won a U.S. approval on Wednesday and an artificial pancreas that is the first device that automatically delivers the right dose of insulin to patients with a type 1 diabetes, free from continuing monitoring insulin levels for a person in Florida that's got a locally transmitted case of dengue fever. News resource reported on Wednesday the case of the first in which a person caught dengue from a mosquito bite within Miami-Dade County. Americans are not full of measles and are free from it, but the first region in the World Change called the Pan American Organization announced this week. Washington is not too late to get moving in simple physical activity. Most are walking up. High-risk seniors stay mobile after disability and just ailments even at 70 and beyond. They've been couch potatoes long enough. Council buffs hour and an effort to go steady to the campaign after this week's shaking debate. Donald Trump Wednesday launched a coordinated attack casting Hillary Clinton as a corrupt pawn of major donors and special interests. Durham, New Hampshire. Hillary Clinton campaign with Senator Bernie Sanders in New Hampshire Wednesday worked to sway a million of voters by promoting a plan to provide free public college tuition for working families. Arizona Republicans suffered some major blockade decision back to Democratic Republican presidential candidates for the first time since founded in 1890. Which under 6 weeks ago campaign, Donald Trump came to Wisconsin Republican Heartland went to that with a mission to shore up his base. Local news. North Fiber. In a world that can seem even more challenging both everyday folks and those settled with physical, social, and emotional handicaps, fortunate and relationship with a trusted animal like a horse can be a salve and an affirmation. At Resident Farm and inclusive writing at a kind of program at Ellis Road. Founder Jeannie Brennan says she's been seeing the positive effects in children and adults introduced into caring friendships with horses. Her customers include those with a social emotional difficulty since I'm dealing with an autism spectrum disorder as well as children and adults just taking the parents approach of riding and caring for a horse. North Attleboro, diagnosed with heart disease or stroke to be devastated. 3 North Attleboro women found out that it can also be an introduction to a new community ready to support you for upcoming twists and turns. Attleboro comment can be cruel, so if you complain about the record last summer, expect to be punished this winter, so AccuWeather says. Attleboro, 2 local social service organizations will share $500,000 Justice Department grant to combat violence and sexual assault against people with developmental disabilities. Major new initiative in an area represents a new open in the ARC Bristol County announced Wednesday. Fox by the town's strict new water ban virtually eliminates outdoor use and residents are happy. 2 lawyers that are appeared in an area courts have been nominated by Governor Charlie Baker to serve as district court judges. Attleboro, a long fight between the mayor and city council about the controversial candidate mayor's constituent service administrator could be resolved next week. Merrimack, Massachusetts. Police in Merrimack investigated a single car accident that killed a 70-year-old Harrisville man. Police said they would not publicly identify the victim and once it crashed until his family is notified. Police said firefighters were called to the scene and crashed mid-afternoon Wednesday on West Main Street and found out 2013 Tracy and crashed to the tree. The lone occupant was taken to the hospital where he died. The cause of the crash made under investigation. And Boston, Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker is planning his first overseas trade mission to Israel. Peter Chell News Time, 11:06 p.m. on this late Wednesday night. And it's time now for the Traffic Transit Report. Beep! Let's start the MBTA where the subway system is looking good on the commuter rail. Looking good. And on the ferries, they are looking good. Alright, highways and motorways of New England on this late Wednesday night. 95 is southbound side back to Fairfield and Norwalk. 95 to North. Bound side back to before 395 New London. 95 southbound side back to Old Saybrook. 91 is southbound side back to New Haven Stretch. 84 eastbound side is back to Denver Stretch before Route 7. 2 Langley Tunnel at both ends it's slow. And Midtown Tunnel is slow. If you are driving southbound side is back to Harlan, then Midtown Tunnel. 278 eastbound side of Wilson and Brooklyn Stretch. 132 to westbound side is back to Newport Bridge. 195 on the eastbound side is back to Fall River Stretch. 7 expressway. And the northbound side is back up from Dorchester and Mass back to Boston and all the way up to the 93 in Boston. 7 expressway southbound side is slow before the Braintree split. Route 495 on the northbound side is back to Brown. Route 3 out of Lowell. 120 on the northbound side back to the Beverly Stretch. Mass back to change with 91 in Chicopee. It's a little slow. Berkshire 3 eastbound side of back to the Taconic 3 Parkway. New York State 3 eastbound side of Lowell, so just port 87 in Colony and Albany. New York State 3 westbound side of Beckham and Amsterdam Stretch. 93 on the northbound side of Lowell, so before 293 in Manchester and Hampshire. 95 on the southbound side back to between Augusta and Waterville. And the border crossings in the Canadian border in the 87 in 9195 New York, Vermont, and Maine. Looking good. And New York State 3 Lowell, so west of Syracuse. Peter Chell News Time is at 11:08 on this late Wednesday night. It's time now for a weather report. Latest on Matthew. Troublestorm Matthew is center location 13.9 in the north, 63.1 in the west, and that's the same with at 65 miles an hour. Moving west at 50 miles an hour. Large Matthew headed by the Caribbean, Central Caribbean Sea. Given the Barbados that's considered a 12-storm warning for Barbados, and 12-storm warning is at effect for Guadeloupe, Martinique, St. Lucia, Dominica, St. Vincent, and Grenadine Islands. And troublestorm watch in effect for Bonaire, Curaçao, and Aruba. Troublestorm wind, so that means that troublestorm could be possible wind and watcher in this case within the next 36 to 40 hours. Interest on the coast of Venezuela and Colombia should monitor the progress of Matthew for storm information in your air. Please monitor the products issued by National Meteorological Service. At 11 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, the center of troublestorm Matthew was located by reconnaissance plane near the latitude 13.9 north. 63.1 longitude to the west. Matthew is moving toward the west near 50 miles an hour and is most limited some decreasing forward speed is expected during the next couple of days. And on forecast track, the center of Matthew will continue to move away from the windward tonight and be over the eastern and central Caribbean Sea Friday. Matthew sustained with that near 65 miles per hour. Gusts and stream is expected to be during the next couple of days, and Matthew's forecast become a hurricane by Thursday night or Friday. Tropical force winds and hours at 185 miles per hour in the north and east of the center. It's been in central temperature measured by Air Force reconnaissance plane is 1,004 millibars down with 65 inches. Wind tropical conditions will continue throughout this evening over the southerly Downs and Novenet and West Islands within the border area. This conditions will begin to subside during the next several hours, and tropical conditions are possible in Bonaire, Curaçao, and Aruba begin late Thursday. Rainfall map expected to produce total rainfall accumulated for 8 inches across the Windward Islands and several portions of the Leeward Islands. But Thursday, there's rain may produce some flatfoot and fresh floods and mudslides. Rainfall totals of 1 to 2 inches are expected to fall in the north and the Northern Leeward Islands, including the United States and British Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. Rainfall totals of 1 to 3 inches are expected over Aruba, Bonaire, and Cracker Friday. And take a look at radar and it shows the lines of rain showers stretch from through the down, stretching it down westport of Dartmouth and stretch around New Bedford and up 185 towards Carver and down to Plymouth. Okay, 7-day forecast that goes like this. For tonight, pressure drizzle after 1 a.m. Pressure rock before 2 a.m. west. Clouds got about 52 degrees. North face about 7 to 10 miles an hour. Thursday, pressure drizzle at 2 p.m. Most clouds got about 59 degrees. North face about 6 to 30 miles gusts 26 miles an hour. For Thursday night, chance rain may after 5 a.m. Most gusts got about 51 degrees and northeast about 10 miles an hour. Gusts 24 miles an hour. Chance rate 30%. Friday, chance rain before 9 a.m. Then it chance like me after 2 p.m. Clouds got about 60 degrees. Northeast about 11 miles of gusts 24 miles an hour. Chance rate 6%. New match between temp coordinates possible. For Friday night, showers back to line 50 degrees. Northeast about 10 miles an hour. Gusts 22 miles an hour. Chance rate 8%. Saturday, showers likely. Pressure otherwise. Clouds got about 61 degrees, about 55 degrees. Chance rate 7%. Sunday, chance showers. Clouds got about 65, about 55 degrees. Chance rate 50%. And for Monday, chance showers. Most clouds got about 70, about 52 degrees. Chance rate 30%. Good, in Naughton here it is overcast skies and it's windy and the temperature in Naughton is 57 degrees with humidity at 99%. And that's going to be it for the Peter Channel 11 o'clock news and it's late Wednesday night, 28, 2016. I'm Peter. Have a good night and I'll see you tomorrow morning with more. Good night.